The history of the English language. Before the arrival of English-speaking tribes, Britain was inhabited by Celtic people who spoke languages like Welsh, Gaelic, and Cornish. In 43 AD, the Roman Empire invaded Britain, introducing Latin as the language of governance and trade. Although Latin never fully replaced Celtic languages, it left a lasting influence, especially in place names, for example, Chester, from Latin castra meaning fort. The English language began to take shape with the arrival of the Anglo-Saxons, Germanic tribes, Angles, Saxons and Jutes, from present-day Germany, Denmark, and the Netherlands, around 450 AD. The language they brought evolved into what we now call Old English. This period also saw the replacement of most Celtic languages in southern Britain. Words like bread, home, and night come from Old English. In the late 8th century, Norse-speaking Vikings invaded northern and eastern England, leading to the Danelaw Agreement where Norse and Old English coexisted. As a result, English absorbed many Norse words such as sky, egg, and anger. The Norman conquest of 1066 marked one of the most significant turning points in the history of the English language. After defeating the Anglo-Saxons at the Battle of Hastings, the Normans, led by William the Conqueror, established French as the language of the ruling class and law. This created a linguistic divide. French was spoken by the elite, Latin by the clergy, and Old English by commoners. Over the next few centuries, English absorbed thousands of French words related to law, like court and judge, government, like crown and parliament, and culture, like dinner and art. The blending of Old English and Norman French led to the emergence of Middle English, a language closer to modern English in vocabulary and grammar. Geoffrey Chaucer's Canterbury Tales, written in Middle English, is a notable example of the language from this period. The Renaissance brought new cultural and intellectual movements to England, further enriching the English language. Contact with Latin and Greek scholars during this period introduced many new scientific and philosophical terms. For example, words like democracy, theory, and physics entered English through Greek and Latin texts. Another major development during this time was the invention of the printing press by William Caxton in 1476. This standardized English spelling and grammar, although inconsistencies remained, partly because regional dialects varied across England. Around this time, English also began to adopt more flexible grammar structures, moving away from the inflections that characterized Old English. The English language experienced further growth due to the Protestant Reformation, with the translation of the Bible into English, most notably the King James Bible in 1611. This period also coincided with the works of William Shakespeare, who enriched the language with creative expressions, metaphors, and over 1,700 new words, such as lonely, hurry, and majestic. The rise of the British Empire from the 17th to the 20th century played a crucial role in spreading English across the world. British colonization introduced English to North America, the Caribbean, India, Australia, and Africa. In each region, English adapted to local contexts, incorporating new vocabulary from indigenous languages, such as pajamas from Hindi and kangaroo from Aboriginal languages in Australia. The Industrial Revolution and scientific advancements also led to the creation of new technical terms and neologisms. Meanwhile, political events such as the American Revolution from 1775 to 1783 and the expansion of American influence led to the development of American English, which differed from British English in spelling, pronunciation, and vocabulary, for example, color versus color and sidewalk versus pavement. The two world wars, from 1914 to 1918 and from 1939 to 1945, further cemented English as an international language. The United States, emerging as a global superpower after World War II, expanded the global reach of English through media, business, and diplomacy. In the 21st century, English continues to evolve, heavily influenced by technology and social media. The rise of the internet has led to the rapid creation and spread of new words, slang, and abbreviations, such as LOL and selfie. English has become the dominant language of global communication, science, and entertainment, with variations such as Indian English, African English, and Singlish reflecting regional adaptations. Despite this global dominance, English remains dynamic, constantly changing with cultural shifts. Non-native speakers now outnumber native speakers, which has led to the simplification of certain grammatical structures and the adoption of English as a second language in many countries. The history of the English language is a story of constant change, shaped by migrations, wars, cultural shifts, and technological advancements. From its humble beginnings as a Germanic dialect to its status as a global language, English reflects the complexities of human history. Understanding the events that shaped the language, such as the Norman Conquest, the Renaissance, colonialism, and the World Wars, provides valuable insight into its irregularities and richness. English is a global language that connects people from diverse cultures and backgrounds, making it essential for communication in today's interconnected world. It opens doors to international education, business, and travel opportunities, enhancing personal and professional growth. Mastering English also grants access to a vast array of knowledge, media, and technology.